Look at the fields of yellow flowers. Just gorgeous. We are entering Trail of Tears State Park, and right here is where my husband's family own the property. And there's a little parking area. I guess you could put out a picnic blanket. But that's where their house was, his grandmother. And down where the conservation building is where his great-grandfather's brother lived. So his great-grandparents lived here with his grandma when she was young, and his brother down there. We have spied some wild Sweet William already driving into the park, and here's some dogwoods. Now here is the visitor center, or I called it the conservation building earlier. And down in here somewhere is where his great-grandfather's brother lived. They owned this property, and it was taken away from them by the state in order to create this park. We're headed down the road to the lake, and this is a pull-off with a little picnic table and a view. So we're at another pull-off with a fabulous view. That's the Mississippi River and Illinois on the other side. So we stopped to go to the bathroom at the lake. And there's the beach where people swim. It is so windy. I sat down on the toilet and it literally blew air up my behind. I have never had that happen before. But we're going to keep traveling through the park. We've been on that trail. So here's a map of the park. And we are here at the lake. And so here's the main entrance where hubby's family owned. And actually they got some property out here. And two of them were so sad that they lost their land, Eugene and Herschel Winnicott, that they committed suicide. But we came in here and we made a left, and here is the picnic table with a view and another one with a view. And we're here at the lake, and we are going to go up this hill and park here, and then go down to the river, and we may go a little bit this way too. We're not going to do the whole trail. Sometime we want to come back and hit this trail to this overlook. And there are other overlooks. So from here, if we want to drive down here, this is a short boardwalk to a great overlook that we might do. And if you come in the entrance and go straight, this is access to the river and camping. There's some other camping, but they're closed right now. So we are at the second parking lot for the Peewah Trail. And you have the red blazed in, which is a 9-mile loop, or you have the yellow, which is the one we're going on. And the east loop, the yellow trail, is 3.25 if you go the whole thing. But we're just going to start out by going on the spur and then maybe take a little bit more of it. Peewah, I read on the internet, is an Indian word for come follow in this direction. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not, but I thought it was fun. And this is known as the Indian Creek Wild Area. That's what the name of this conservation area forest is. So here we go. Currently we're on the red, the green, and the yellow trail, and apparently the green trail is just to the spur and back, although they don't tell you that on the maps. They don't show the green trail on the maps that they print on the internet, but the spur goes to the Mississippi River. We have these in our yard, but there's a scattering of wild sweet williams. It's so beautiful. I spy a humongous patch of May apples. And there it is. I love May apples. They bring my heart such a delight this time of year. I'm sitting down with the May apples. I don't see any blooms. You gotta get down and under to see them. I am super excited. I see some blooms. A bloom. This is a nice little hill to open up the lungs. Well, that just shows how out of fit I am. That was a tough hill, but if I had been hiking a lot, it might not have been. There's some more May apples, but I could even feel it on the back of my thighs. That was good for me to do. Hello. So we've come to the intersection. The red and the yellow trail continues that way. We may come back to that. And this was the green trail, but on newer maps, they call it the yellow trail. And it goes straight, it's the spur, goes straight to the river. Oh, we get to go downhill. Woo, the wind. Oh my goodness. And a view. So these trails are shared with the horses, and you can see their hoof prints. And we had to hold hands coming down that hill, because I'm fat and old and out of shape. And if we would slide, my knees don't go downhill as well as they go uphill. But I keep going, keep doing it. Anyway, we're in a flatter area. So I spy the Mississippi River, and we're starting to go downhill. And we were talking about his coined term for Illinois, which is Lincolnshire, because it's the land of Lincoln. He's not sure why he uses shire, but it's pretty funny. Going downhill again. We've leveled off some. Very nice with all the wild sweet williams dotting the trail. Love seeing the water in the distance of the trees. Due to severe erosion problems, this section of the trail has been closed permanently. I wonder if that's the way it used to go to the old quarry. Oh, we get to go downhill. I love it. Coming around the bend to the end, so I'll just film this as I walk. Look at the light. Love it. It's beautiful. The mighty, mighty Mississippi. There's the peak. You have to be careful. Don't fall off of the edge. Fantabulous. The mighty Mississippi. And this is why you come down this trail. You can watch barges. Birds. I just saw a bird fly by. There's some turkey vultures way up there in the air. Woohoo! And if you look down, which is kind of scary, right there is the railroad. So the train could come by and barges could come by, but I don't see any barge for as far as I can see. It's intimidating being on here. Would not want to fall. See, and if you look up that way, you can also see the rail line right there. So my Relive app says 0.6 of a mile to here, and the All Trails says 0.7, and I usually go by All Trails. They're always off a tenth, and I don't know why. There's Illinois over there. Hubby is fascinated with how fast the clouds, the shadows are going over the river. You see them? There's the cloud shadows moving. So fast. That's crazy. We sat here a while. Goodbye, big muddy Mississippi. Headed back. So apparently, the wind is blowing 24 miles per hour right now in a southerly direction. I found more wildflowers. We're so tired from that hill, and we can't decide whether we want to go a little bit down this way. But we're going because I've always wanted to go, and I want to see. It's the May apple sandwich. And if we can get 24-mile-an-hour winds at our back, we might be able to go 24 miles an hour, right? Yeah. So we saw dogwoods dotting the road everywhere when we were driving here through the park, but we haven't seen one on the trail till now. So here's May apples and dogwoods. Isn't it beautiful? It's kind of a little distance off the trail, but it's beautiful. So we're at an intersection. Red is to the left. That's the very long trail. I won't be going that way. And we're kind of on a ridge. So far, it's been a little muddy. Horse hooves making it muddy, but it wasn't too bad. coming on top of a hill. There's been some hills up and down, not as bad as the other one. Either that or we're getting used to it. But I spy the river. And I spy dogwoods in the distance. I spoke too soon. This is a bit of a hill, but we can see the river. And it keeps going downhill to river. I don't know how you can see it in this video, but there's also a bluff right there. And we were just talking, we don't know that we're on an adventure if this is going to take us all the way down like by the railroad tracks. That is pretty much downhill, and we've been going downhill and we got to come back up it to go back. Wild Sweet William dotting the trail. We're almost to the bottom and I think it's going to go up again. Whoa! Now that is a root wad of a fallen tree. Looks like right there. I'm going to go up again. I'm thinking we're almost to the ridge where we're going to stop. We just got to go up this hill. Another dogwood. I don't think it shows up on the camera as well as it does. We're almost to this curve, and that's where we're going to see if we can see the river and turn back. It says, danger, unstable ground, no entry point beyond this point, quarry off limits. Lots of people have died in the quarry, although I'd really love to just see it from a distance. The yellow trail continues downhill. I can see the river. So this would be it. This is where it curves. You can walk along the river here. It's kind of nice, but it's a view through the trees. We are at 1.4 miles on the trail so far. And then we got to head back, but that spur we don't have to do again. So we're going to head back. Look at the dogwood blooming in the wind. The Dogwood Festival in Charleston is... Oh, there's a butterfly. There's been butterflies. Did you see it? It's right there. All throughout this trail. I don't know if you can see it. All throughout this trail, and I haven't been able to catch it on a camera. But they've been everywhere, and it's been such a delight. I found buttercups. It's got an ant on it. We must have missed this coming in, but there's a dogwood right over the trail. So don't turn right. Keep going straight. Okay, we made it back, and that way is to the spur, the overlook, and this way is back to the parking lot. Isn't that a cool shot with all the trees? Twinkle trees. So how cool is this? We met a guy on the trail, and he has morel mushrooms he found on the trail. I love it. That's cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yep.
Whew, we made it. That was rough on this unconditioned body.